Hi, welcome to Primetime. I'm Brian Ades. Today we're continuing our conversation with Scott Schomer of the Schomer Law Group. What does it cost to form a trust? And I've heard a lot of different things. There's a revocable trust, there's a living trust. What's the difference between those?
Generally, revocable and living trusts are the same thing. What that means is that you write the trust today and you can change your mind and amend it or revise it at any time you want. You can sign it today, you can write it again tomorrow if you want. Most people, of course, don't do that, but it's a flexible document. It's a living document, which is where its name derives from. Now, what does it typically cost? It just depends on the practitioner or where you go. Typically in the Los Angeles area, for a complete estate plan, you're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $5,000.
And does that matter how much property you own?
If you have a significant amount of assets, then what you're going to want to do is build beyond your baseline trust. You're going to want to consider doing some tax planning, maybe some irrevocable trusts. That's going to escalate the cost of everything significantly, but you'll discover that the potential savings for estate taxes easily pay for any expenditures that you're going to make in that area.
What's your feeling overall on just the public's knowledge of forming a trust and forming a will?
Well, it's a slow process, but I think the public is generally becoming more educated. And there's more of an acceptance of what a trust is and how it works, and that really you should be in charge of your legacy and not the government. You should be the one that makes the decisions, decides who's running the show, decide where your assets go, and even control the distribution of them. For instance, delaying distribution of assets to your children until maybe they reach their 30s. Those are all things that you can build into a trust very easily that the probate court's not going to care about or isn't really equipped to deal with. It seems every month I get a call from somebody that's in the hospital or somebody that's either too late or on the verge of being too late. In my estimation, once you become age of majority, it's never too early to sit down with an estate planner
and get something going.
And get something going, or at least think about and talk about the issues, yes.
And once you form a trust, what's the maintenance for the trust once it's actually written?
My process is I like to have my clients back every 3 years just to make sure that what they envisioned, what they had done, remains in effect. Sometimes you'll have a client back and perhaps they had named two people as trustees and both those people are deceased now. So you want to be able to replace that person in a document. Or perhaps they had left a gift to a friend or colleague and that friend or colleague is no longer close to them and they want to leave a gift somewhere else. A common situation probably in your business is people refinance their houses and sometimes take their houses out of the trust and forget to put them in. That's one of the benefits of just coming back to check in with your estate planner I like every 3 years, every 5 years is probably fine as well, just to make sure that everything that you put in place is still in place.
Thank you, Scott. Really appreciate your time today. It's great talking to you.
It's my pleasure, Brian. Thank you.